Hi guys. So today was continued in church on the lesson plan for how to win. So we've talked about solitude, fasting, and then thinking and having a mind of Christ. And this week we are talking about resting in Christ. And it was a good day to talk about this because I was so tired this morning. I ended up going to a later service, but resting is not sleep. So we kind of talked about the Sabbath and about just what's important to have in rest. The cool thing that we read was, I'm actually going to look this up. Okay, so Psalms 23 is pretty commonly memorized, and it's an amazing verse and passage. But where is it? Doing it on my phone so I can find this different version because I actually have my Bible this time. But okay, so she asked us to read the MAV version, which I've never heard of, but what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna Google it. Psalm 23. He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion. Okay. I want the MAV version. Okay, it's the modern American. Okay, modern American version. Oh, maybe it was a joke and it wasn't a real version, but basically it was translated into living in the way of the world and not the way of God. And so the NIV version is, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." I have so many stars around that part. "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." So, kind of the key parts that I really highlighted there are, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." Because if you have nothing and have Christ and have that relationship with Christ, He will fill you. He fed thousands of men from one loaf of bread. He will fill you up with everything you need. He refreshes your soul. And that's kind of what this week's lesson was on, in resting in Christ. So before you can go into how to win, you want to ask yourself, what do you want to win? Something that she said that was really amazing was, you want to win a life that pleases God. You want to win a life of completion and of wholeness and of holiness and of love. And so a few reasons why we don't rest are, we have that fear of missing out. That if we're not constantly going, we're going to be missing out on an opportunity, on a place to make money, on a time to have fun, on whatever it is. And we pursue amusement instead of growth. We pursue comfort instead of growth. We pursue desire and pleasure over love. And we can't be alone with ourselves. Maybe we fear our secrets and our bad thoughts and those feelings coming back to the surface and those emotions and those thoughts in our head. And we fear the way like others sinned against us. We keep bitterness and we keep regret. And God does not want us to live with regret and pain or in the bondage of our sins and mistakes. Like, there is nothing beyond his capability of, like, there's nothing beyond the limit of his forgiveness that we could have done. And living in that past is hurting us and hurting our relationship with Christ. And Satan's whole job is that his whole concept of what he's doing is he's wanting you to think that your life's not important. He's wanting you to like live in that pain and in the past and in that hurt or in that like pleasure. He wants you to live in that worldly desire. And but like one of the key things that they said that like really hit me hard is that the pastor's wife, who's the women's pastor, also spoke, or she spoke today, and she literally like looked at everyone and said, you are not alone hiding your pain with like a forced smile, because I can bet you that every person in this room is doing it, because we've all had the pain and made a mistake or regret and had decisions. Like, there's not a single person in the world that hasn't made a mistake in their life. And if they claim so, then they're wrong. But so we hear about the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is a day of rest. It's a day for us to honor our Father and to love our God and to spend time with him. And that doesn't mean like not doing anything. Rest isn't secluded to sitting in bed praying. Like, that's not what it's saying. Rest can be going for a jog. It can be taking a nap during the day and then spending time with God. It can be going on a bike ride. It can be like, it's not like secluded to the concept of what we would associate rest with. It's resting our busy lives and our preoccupations and our like all of the stuff going in our head. Just like, it's a day to release that and to realign with Christ and with our goals in life and with what we want in life. So the purpose of the Sabbath is it identifies believers, and it's for us to stop and rest in obedience of God. Rest brings order to your life because God is a completer. He is organized. You may not see it. We don't see his little playbook, but it's all in order. There's a specific order to our life, and God knows that. And Sabbath is for us to remember what our God, our Father, did for us, and what his Son did for us on the cross, and what his love has continued to do for us and can do for us. And it's for us to simply, like, the Sabbath is for us to rest. It gives him the space in your mind, in your soul, to guide you. Because when you're so preoccupied, you are not going to give God that space in your being to help you realign, to open your ears, to open your eyes, to open your heart to the love he wants you to share. And when we don't have Sabbath rest, we do what is easy instead of what is best. It is so common for us to just not challenge ourselves and to just do what we think is going to be better, to do what we think is going to be comfortable, to do what we think is there, like, in front of us. What's crazy is our hearts will ache for things that are so not good for us, that are so bad for us. And without this rest with Christ, and without that solitude, and without fasting, without that dedication to your God, is that we are going to ache. Oh my gosh, sorry. We're going to ache no matter what. We're not perfect. We're not going to live perfect lives. But we aren't going to know. We aren't going to be able to sit and realize that what we're aching for is not good for us. And without rest, we become sick. And we can fail, and we become weary and set ourselves up to lose. So, what could the Sabbath rest do for us in our life? What could happen if we honored the Sabbath? Well, if we honored it, we'll continue to have growing closeness with Christ, and more peace, and make better decisions, and have that comfort in knowing that what we are doing is in His plan. And it's time for us to contemplate the significance of our life, because we do matter. And if you think you don't matter, if you think your day doesn't matter, that's Satan coming into your life. If I have had so many times that I literally was like, I'm insignificant. If I left, like, nothing would change. But there is a significance in your life, and there's an importance that you may not see. You may never see it, but God knows, and God sees. And it's in His plan, in His love for you. And, like, God literally said He, like, saw His creation, and He saw everything He made. He saw everything it was going to be, everything we were going to be, everything we were going to do, and all the sins we're going to make. But He still said, it is finished. It is good. He saw you for what you were going to be, and He said, it is good. Like, you are good. You are finished through Christ. Like, your soul has been forgiven and has been healed and is here for a reason, because Christ saw you and said, you are good. You are finished. You are my masterpiece. And that is why we're here. And, like, for me, my purpose is to love, and maybe I have more, but, like, right now I've learned that, like, I need to go spread the love that I feel from Christ, and that I want to feel from His people. And that's, like, what's important in my life. And we just need to be content with what we have. And that doesn't mean not driving for and striving for more. It just means being content with the Lord, and knowing that at the end of the day, if you don't gain those $100, or you don't get that pay raise, or you don't win the lottery, or you don't make the sports team, or you don't get the boyfriend, or you don't, like, whatever it is, you don't get the job, you don't, like, whatever it is, be content that you have the Lord, and He is with you, and He has purpose for you. He planned for you not to get that for a reason. And you may never see it, and you may see it in the future. You may see it tomorrow. But be content with what you are and who you are, and honor God through the way you live your life. So I'm jamming to that song. So that's all I have to share today. But I wanted to give you a little glimpse into what we talked about today. And you can find all of our sermons and, like, services online, I believe, and maybe on Facebook. They record them live, and they might have them, like, I think they have them, like, from the past loaded on too. And yeah, So have a great day, and yeah.